Hey guys, it's Adam from Lucipixel and welcome back. Now, I want to talk with you today about something that every single human, in fact, every single living creature on this planet, in most part, feel on a very regular basis. In fact, it's essential to our existence, and that is the topic of fear. And what inspired today's talk was actually a round table discussion. I think it's a show called Round Table. You can find them on YouTube, where a group of generally very top tier celebrities, be it in comedy or drama or theater or whatever the different topic, will get together under very neutral lighting in a very neutral setting and sit around with a moderator and answer questions about different topics about their career, or just have a general discussion between them. I absolutely love this show. And one of my personal favorites, one which I watched recently and actually rewatched today just to remind myself on why I appreciated it so much, was the one with Sacha Baron Cohen, Jim Carrey, Henry Winkler, Don Cheadle, where they were all sitting around a table and just shooting the shit for a little while. And the thing that I love about this is that it gave an opportunity, this roundtable discussion gave an opportunity for pretty much the most successful, gifted, wealthy, famous comedians / actors to get together at a table and be humans with each other and share real, true thought. And the thing that you realize is that even though these are, quote, the top of the top, the ones who have hit that gold bar, that 1 in a billion place where everybody else wishes to reach, and they spent that entire time, every single one of them spent that entire time making their greatest efforts to let everybody know very candidly how human, how vulnerable, how normal they are, and to expose this illusion of Hollywood, this illusion of grandeur for what it is, an illusion, a fakery. Furthermore, just when you watch them, if you do get a chance to see this, I'm going to link it in the description below. If you get a chance to watch it, which I really recommend you do, I like to watch and analyze people like this, people who are well-known celebrities, whom I like, right? Watch them and pay attention to how they treat others. Pay attention to how they empathize with others, how they listen to other people, how Jim Carrey showed his appreciation for Sacha Baron Cohen, how he would make an effort to be kind and make everybody else feel comfortable at the table and crack jokes and smooth any tension that might arise if Henry Winkler got a little bit too daddyish with everybody else, or how Henry Winkler was kind of more of a grandpa type of character to everybody else. Henry Winkler, by the way, he played the Fonz in Happy Days, in case you can't remember who that is. Or Don Cheadle, who said, he is a celebrity, but he's a little bit more of a neutral celebrity. He can go to a grocery store without everybody jumping on him. He's that different type of celebrity that doesn't have the paparazzi chasing after him necessarily. Or how Jim Carrey would say he doesn't like taking selfies with people because it stops life, where he prefers to stop and talk to somebody and have a real, genuine exchange between two people because he wants people to realize and recognize his humanity. And every single one of these celebrities sitting at this table, you could see were empathetic, were sensitive to other people. Why? What does it take for you to be empathetic and sensitive to other people's feelings? To make an effort to want to make everybody else at that table feel comfortable? It's because all of them have genuinely felt and continue to feel on a very regular basis vulnerability. They feel fear and insecurity and question their abilities, question their value. on a very regular basis. However, they've learned to navigate around this. They've learned to see it for what it is, accept their strengths and their weaknesses, accept their strengths and their insecurities, and work with it. Get past it. Find a way to integrate that into their personality, accept who they are, know themselves, and work with what they've got. None of them ever made an effort to try to pretend to be something they weren't at that table. None of them were sitting at that table trying to be extra interesting. In fact, they were doing quite the opposite. They spent that entire time making an effort to say, I'm nothing special. I'm just here and humbled by everybody else's company. That says a lot. And when we compare that to ourselves, hopefully what it does is it helps you to let go of certain insecurities you might have. Let go of certain fears you might have about your own performance, your own skill, your own talent, your own choices, and find a certain level of acceptance with who you are. What did it require people, artists of that repute, of that success, to make that decision? What did it take for them to consciously let go of fame so that they could be humans and be normal around other people? It required them to be overdosed on praise. It took them having to be drowned in adoration to basically get the highest tier of appraisal from their fellow human, to be able to realize that it didn't solve or cure or replace any hole or insecurity they might possess. And why am I sharing this with you? Because if you aren't aware, if you don't realize how unvaluable it is for somebody to endlessly appraise you on your great success, then you are more susceptible to the manipulations that are out there that are trying to direct you and control you through fear. I'll give you an example of this. I'm a YouTuber, as you may have guessed. This is a YouTube channel. Here's my video, right? But I have an app. It's YouTube Creator app. And I like the app because it's kind of a one-stop. It's kind of like a hub where you can kind of see where everything's going on, right? But I only like one particular feature about it. I like the fact that it's a central hub for all of the comments. So it's easy for me to quickly catch up with all of the comments going on my channel instead of having to flip-flop between different videos and try to keep up with it, because it can get pretty overwhelming very quickly. So it's kind of a good kind of compilation of everything going on where you can just kind of open the app, check it out, and close it. And one of the things that it does can, and very often does, really impact the productivity, the feelings of self-worth that a lot of YouTubers feel. I know because I have many friends who are YouTubers as well. I've heard a lot of big name YouTubers say this as well. When you post a video, right now you're watching a video of mine. Depending on when you're listening to it, within, let's say, half an hour to an hour, a short while after you upload something, it's immediately going to start to get read by the analytics. How many people are watching it, how long they're watching it for, when people click off, etc., etc. What demographic are watching it. It rounds up an analytic of you and everybody else watching this video. And depending on the quote performance of this video, it will let you know. You'll see the video, and then underneath it's going to let you know how people are responding to it, how people are reacting to it. And if it's a video that's getting a lot of clicks, people are watching it for a long time, it's getting a lot more views very quickly, it's going to say, hey, good job, more people are watching this than usual. And it's basically a way of saying you did something that the public liked, keep doing it. And then other ones where it'll say, looking good, it's performing as average, or, this isn't doing as well as all the other ones are doing, right? So what it's doing is it's essentially giving you a reminder. It's making how many views, how much attention, and furthermore, how much retention, how long people are watching it for. It's pushing that to the forefront and making that, if you use this app, or if you create any online content for that matter, a judgment call on the quality of that video. I'll give you an example. Just recently, I posted a video about my feelings about the 2020 election. Now, my channel's not a politics channel by any stretch of the imagination. I was just sharing my thoughts and my feelings. And I've also put up book reviews, and I have my weekly art talks and all that kind of stuff. And the election video, it got a lot of views. And YouTube commended me for it. Wow, this is doing extremely well. What was it judging that success, the success of that video on? It was basically judging it on how long people watch and how many people watched it in a certain allotted period of time. But if you look at the likes to dislikes ratio, well, because I'm talking about politics, it got a lot more dislikes than most of my videos, because most of my videos are not aimed to be controversial or rattle any cages. They're meant to provide artistic inspiration and some thoughtfulness on the industry from my particular perspective. It doesn't aim to start any heated discussions by any stretch. That's not my general intention. But a political video, of course, is going to be polarizing. Especially, I posted it right after Joe Biden had officially announced that he had won, and he made his speech. But YouTube didn't care about that. YouTube didn't care about whether or not I was making people happy or unhappy. It didn't mind whether or not I was rattling cages or not rattling cages. In fact, rattling cages is to YouTube's benefit. That's why anybody whose goal is to get clicks, get views, get attention, get comments, which that video got a crap ton of comments, a lot more than my videos usually do. And I would say my videos generally get quite a few comments. That boosts YouTube's algorithm. But what it's also doing is it's basically telling you in the same respect that the videos that aren't controversial, the ones that don't talk about Trump and Biden, the ones that aren't rattling cages and getting people talking, it was basically telling me that my normal content, not as interesting, not catching people, at least compared to that topic. That could very quickly fill me with doubt. That could immediately cause me to feel self-conscious about the core content of my channel. Furthermore, the frequency at which I upload videos. I was talking to a friend of mine who was asking me about views and algorithms and stuff like that, and I told him it's very simple. If you want to get more views on your stuff, post more stuff, because YouTube favors frequent uploads. So if you can do 2 videos a week, it's a lot better than doing 1 video a week, and it'll boost up your algorithm. So if you don't, you start to feel fearful. You're not producing enough. You're not pumping out enough videos. You're not keeping people on your channel enough. And what happens? YouTube will immediately punish you for that. You'll go from perhaps getting, seeing your subscribers go up by several hundred a day down to maybe only going up a couple of dozen per day at most. It's a substantial difference. You can go up 1,000 one day and then go up by 30 the next, just by how you're playing with that algorithm. And if your intention is to gain popularity and success and fame, then this makes you doubt yourself. This makes you insecure about who you are, about how much you pace yourself, about how much you produce. Social media is designed to play on your fears. It's designed to play on your insecurities. It's designed to try to train you to produce a certain type of content in a certain type of way at a certain type of frequency. And I've spoken about social media in the past, but that is a very, very controlling behavior, isn't it? Now, social media is not going to outright say we're manipulating you on purpose. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, we're here for the people and we're creating a free platform for people to share their inspiration. Yeah, well, if that's the case, why are those analytics letting me know and reminding me that, I'm kind of screwing that one up? It's not as interesting as the other ones. People don't like you as much anymore, Adam. You used to do really good stuff, but not so much anymore. Why are you producing that? People don't like it. Why are they doing that? Is it to help you? Or is it to help them? Because I had to make a conscious decision at a certain point. I for the sake of health, my health, your health, everybody's health, for the sake of balance, for the sake of quality, for the sake of authenticity, I allow myself to take a break once in a while. I didn't post a video last week. I took a week off. Why? I just had too much work. I was a bit swamped, and I felt like I was constantly looking at the clock thinking to myself, frick, I got to get a video out. I haven't had a chance to get anything done, but I'm piled up with work. So I had a choice. I could either not hang out with my kids again for another weekend and say, Daddy can't go out and skateboard with you because he's busy, or sit down and watch Looney Tunes and go skateboarding with my kids and go for a drive. I had a choice, and I chose to spend time with my kids. YouTube punished me for that, because as soon as I did that, the algorithm dropped, like bang, right away. It dropped down, and all of a sudden people just stopped watching my videos. Why? Because people were less interested? No, because YouTube was making it less available, less public, less visible. Unless people went out and consciously looked for it, it wouldn't show up in anybody's suggested feeds. And I had to learn to be okay with that. I had to learn to accept that and say, fine, it doesn't matter. I don't care. And to be completely honest with you, I legitimately don't care. That's not my driving force. My driving force is not watching a ticker like a gambler, playing slot machines, waiting for those numbers to go back up. It's basically triggering the same part of your brain as gambling does. I used to work at an arcade where I used to watch people who would be rattling the gate, banging on the gate at 7 o'clock in the morning for me to open up the arcade so that they could run into the back and start feeding the slot machines. And they would continue to be there and feed their entire paycheck into it until the end of the night, where I'd have to kick them out basically. At 1 o'clock in the morning, say, I gotta go home, I gotta close up, get out. And they would be blowing all their money just watching those numbers go by. And that's exactly what YouTubers can do. That's exactly what people on Instagram can do. You're just sitting there watching those views, watching those likes. And what I'm telling you is, that is social media trying to control your sense of worth and trying to direct you through fear. They give you a little taste of success when you do something that the algorithm likes, and then they take it away. It's like winning $50 in a slot machine and then spending the next $6,000 of yours trying to get that $50 back, right? It's a gamble, and it's playing on fear. And what I'm telling you is, when you do reach the top of the top, when you do become that big top honcho artist who everybody wants to be, when you become the Jim Carrey, when you become the Sacha Baron Cohen or the Henry Winkler or the Don Cheadle, when you become them, you realize, where do you go from here? The number doesn't get any higher than that. But you are absolutely in no way a better artist, a happier person. You don't have any greater sense of self-worth. Instead, you do what I'm doing right now. Not that I'm comparing myself to Jim Carrey. Well, yeah, I am comparing myself to Jim Carrey, because I am just as human as him. I am just as Canadian as he is. I'm just as vulnerable as him. I have the same, sometimes I have a good appetite, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I love what I do, sometimes I don't. I don't have the paparazzi chasing after me. I don't have $16 gajillion in the bank, but I'm as human as he is. And hopefully, as Jim Carrey does, when you leave this planet, when I finally leave this planet, I want to leave something of value. And my fame is never going to be of value to anybody. It's this thought and feeling that I'm sharing with you. It's this something you can rely on that'll give you some comfort whenever you feel self-doubt. You should, in order to find that true sense of value, it's not in how many numbers, how fast you can get that slot machine turning, how fast you can get those numbers going up. Don't let those numbers, don't let social pressures, don't let over-controlling loved ones make you feel like you're screwing yourself up. In order for you to be successful, in order for you to be valuable, it's not about how fast you can climb that ladder. And you're not a failure. You're not screwing up your life if you aren't climbing that ladder fast enough. It's about how much you can be your authentic self and do so in a way that doesn't kill you. Because an algorithm has no qualms about destroying you and your health just to get what it wants. You're just a number as far as that goes. And your true value lies in the wonderful comments that you leave me and other creators on their YouTube channels. It's the kindness that you share with your friends and your loved ones. It's the best effort that you make to be the best person you can be, even though sometimes you kind of suck or you might have a mood swing and you bark at people. I understand that the best value that I have as a person is to try my best and to be good enough and to make my best effort. And understand that the person that you are right now and all of your normalcy and all of your wonderfulness and all of your success and all your failure is just perfect. So you don't have anything to be fearful for. You have nothing to worry about. All right? And with that said, I love you all, of course, with all my heart, and happy painting. Take care.